Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Friday the 23rd of December 2016 and we're briefly covering Deutsche Bank's agreement to pay US authorities $7.2 billion. On the 30th of September, we produced a video entitled Deutsche Bank on the Brink of a Deal with the Department of Justice, concerning their $14 billion potential fine for mortgage security fraud. Our conclusion to that video was that a deal was likely, though some in the internet world were calling that no deal would be agreed and that this was the beginning of the global financial collapse. Here are the words we used in our conclusion. Quote, "Although there is no corroboration that such a deal has been agreed, can anyone really and truly expect that the authorities and central banks will allow Deutsche Bank to fail, thereby creating a run on other major banks and possibly the collapse of the whole economic system? It isn't going to happen. Too big to fail." Unquote. Well, it looks as if a deal has been struck. It is reported by the BBC and by Reuters today, quote, "Germany's Deutsche Bank says it has agreed a $7.2 billion or £5.9 billion payment to US authorities over an investigation into mortgage-backed securities. The sum, which needs final approval, is far lower than the $14 billion the US had asked the bank to pay in September. That looming fine had caused concerns that a failure of the bank could pose a risk to the global financial system." Unquote. The Department of Justice's opening gambit was a $14 billion fine. That would have been extremely serious for the company, equivalent to more than half of its market value. Deutsche was hoping to pay in the region of $5 billion, based on the penalties doled out to other banks which allegedly missold mortgage-based investments. Of the $7.2 billion, only $3.1 billion of that is actually a fine. The rest is made up of consumer relief, changes to loans and other help for borrowers, which can be spread over a period of 5 years that will aid a number of US homeowners. Investors who had feared an even bigger penalty for Deutsche were relieved and its shares gained more than 2%. They have risen more than 80% since hitting a record low at the end of September on fears the bank would need to raise cash from investors. Whilst we are no longer investment advisors and do not purport to be, we do recall a number on YouTube shouting, "Avoid Deutsche Bank, they are about to collapse. Their shares could soon reach zero." Anyone who ignored those emotional outbursts and looked calmly at the situation could have calculated that the fear had been overdone, and that there is not a cat in hell's chance of the government allowing Deutsche Bank to go to the wall. Some would have achieved a very attractive capital gain if they had realized this soon enough. When our inner sanctum is opened in January, we shall be making observations which, if applied to certain sectors, could enable you, our subscribers, to profit from these situations. We will not be giving share tips, but for those who listen closely to the trend of our views, can on a number of occasions profit from them. It won't always be the case, but we are correct more often than we are wrong. When we produce a video, unless it's just for fun, which is rare, we do so because we are either aware of, or on the grounds of probability, confident that certain ramifications will result. We do not, for example, speak about the demise of Italian banks just because it hits the news headlines. but because there are likely to be ramifications. And we ask you, our subscribers, to bear this please in mind. We are actually trying to help you, and especially those of you who have been harmed by the pumping community and charlatans who consistently paint an Armageddon situation in order to panic you into buying their products. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumb up and share it on Twitter. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe as a free member for regular email updates and offers. Our Facebook page, which is updated daily, can be found at facebook.com/illuminatisilver. Disclaimer. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.